Hey, what's going on, guys? Cage here again, this time doing day 5, continuing where we left off. This day actually in particular isn't really tough. It's just you're back in the Hayabusa village, so everything's all ninjas pretty much. But my main strategy for ninjas is literally Lunar. It's such a powerful weapon, and the more you use it, the more you're gonna like it, trust me. Now, the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to run back and get that Scarab in the back behind us, and then we're going to go to the first fight. Now, there's something that I encountered on the first fight that it wasn't intentional, but you can actually skip that fight, but I'm not, but I ended up skipping it by accident, and you'll see how, not on my purpose. This guy that spawns at the beginning, if you're fast enough, you can actually launch him into his inner drop easily. One of my failed attempts here, with this one, I actually managed to launch him into his inner drop. So yeah, just, the way I play Lunar is, pretty much how you see it. Right after you do an OT, you do the hold, and it aims for the person next to it, and then you sure can cancel afterward. Also, the 4 rings move, which is the 360 shurikens. It's a pretty good move. I just need to find how to use it pretty well. Because once you use it, you're at a disadvantage at sometimes because it leaves you vulnerable a little bit. But if you're getting pressure from all sides, just use it, and then it will block, causing you to recover and then find your way how to continue. Also, as we know, Lunar cannot do a Steel on Bone in terms of like cutting an enemy, so its version of Steel on Bone is pretty much it's just an animation. That's really it. Does damage, but that's really, for the most part, that's really it. What I can tell you here is the ninjas, as you can tell, they're all very aggressive. If you played previous Ninja Gaidens, you'll know they're nowhere near aggressive as this. This is just Master Ninja. There's one more difficulty after this anyway. Yeah, and it seems to me that Lunar learns them rather quickly. So this is running really close to where I was going to tell you can skip the fight. See, they cornered me in this area, and I was dashing back just to recover in that fight, but then all of a sudden, the fight despawns. So that was an accident, and I wasn't gonna go restart the chapter over again because I really didn't feel like it. I'm trying to get through this story mode as fast as I can, so I can produce these videos and then get these videos and content out for you guys ASAP. That's really my goal. The test of Valor is probably one of the easiest ones. One of the easiest ones I've faced so far. The boss isn't anything special. It's Genshin, and Genshin isn't hard at all. And you got some archers, rocket launcher guys on the other side of the bridge, and they're gonna shoot you. So make sure you take them out first, and deal with these guys afterwards. You see how every time I finish an obliteration, I hold triangle or Y, and it magnetizes to the next person. In terms of like inputs or the combos, I know I'm doing the combos, but it's kind of hard to actually explain it because there's so many button inputs to them. And Lunar is so good, but the thing is, I really don't know the button inputs completely because I haven't really played too much with it. Like, I played the weapon a lot, but not to the point where I know exactly every input. I kind of have it right now is by feeling, like either by the sound effects he makes or by the animation as it goes on, and then I input a specific amount. So that's really how I see Also, if you're surrounded, just like I mentioned in Ayane's chapter, make sure to use the 360 motion and hit Y or triangle or Y. That will cover your whole back. And also, just so you know, that 360 Y or triangle, and it will cover your back. Cover your back so that way, so if something's behind you, it'll cover. That's why it's called 360. It'll cover the entire area. And just like I said in day one, these rocket launcher guys are they have such high armor. Look at this guy right here. After I kill this guy. This guy. He's like, oh, I'm gonna leave for death. I don't want to fight you. He's like, I choose death. But anyway, if you don't want to do that bullshit, bridge part where you gotta climb over whatever, don't kill any of these guys. And actually, if you leave one of them, the rocket launcher guys. Which is why, because this is not skipping the fight, this is just dragging the fight over here so you don't have to do this stupidness. All the mages will come at you, so it's going to be a huge party here, but at the same time, I prefer here than the bridge floating around, because this way you can actually see them. Just be careful. Also, if you're not doing the test of valors and you're on Master Ninja, just like I am, I'm doing the test of valors, you can, and you're low on health, you can go into the test of valor and get your health back and then continue. So the test of valors, well, you don't really have to do them unless you're going for the achievement or trophy. That's really it. I mean, you can use them as a healing item, just like the health upgrades. The health upgrades are I consider them healing items because you're not forced to use them until you really need them, and they replenish your health fully. So until obviously the upgrade bounds. But yeah, this is where I was kind of got a little lost. I knew it was like a little hole they had to go through, but yeah, this is where the test of valor is. Pretty, not really hard, but same bullshit happens here that happened on day 4, where I go to OT one of those brutes that lost an arm, and guess what he does? He does a suicide at me. I'll be using the Lunar here mostly, and then I'll switch between it and what is it, Dragon Sword? And then when I fight Genshin, I'll obviously switch to the Scythe, because what did I say again with the Scythe? It is the boss killer, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Alright, so, let's see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really don't really know what to say on this chapter, or day, whatever. There's not too much. It's the shortest, easily one of the shortest chapters or days in the game. And it's difficult. Like, I think only like one area is really hard. Other than that, the rest isn't hard at all. Yeah, I mean, you can just chain your keys. I mean, it works just fine. So just and also if you need to build your key really good, Lunar is also good for that too, because it has so many hits and it's a very flashy weapon. So in terms of building a key, it's a very good weapon. Now it's horrible against enemies that are not humans, because as you can tell here, this was a level 3. I didn't kill or delim any of them, because that's just how it is. I don't know. I think it's weak against anything that's not human. The only thing that's not human that it seems to be pretty good at is the Bank Elves. Your priority here is to obviously take out the mages, Nimble mages, because they will screw up your day real quickly if you don't act real quick. I got pretty lucky here, and I got 2 at the same time with the end of the ET. And if you're paying attention to your surrounding, make sure anything that has lost a limb and finish it off, because that thing is dangerous, and you don't want to deal with that. Whatever lost something, you want to finish it off ASAP and move on to the next enemy. To be honest, my personal opinion is it really doesn't have an end boss, because Bubba really doesn't count as a boss, because you're not really fighting it, you're kind of fighting its pinballs. And when we get there, I'll explain everything, but I mean, you really shouldn't die there. It's not a hard battle at all, and you have Momiji to help you at the top. I don't think it's this guy that gets me. I think it's one more after. Alright, getting pretty close here. This is the way this screws me over, because after this wave you fight Genshin, so yeah, I think not this guy, but the other guy. There's one other guy that's gonna screw me over. This guy, I don't know. Not yet. No, I think I do a DT and then I hit one of them. Your goal right now is obviously to take out these clones as soon as possible, because they're fast, they're aggressive, and they will screw you over really quickly. I would say honestly take time to. Honestly, I didn't practice Lunar. I just kind of went with it and just mashed and figured what works, and that's how I did it. See, this was my mistake. I kind of deserved that in some sense, but I kind of didn't. When I say deserved it, I delayed it. I delayed finishing him off, and the cost of that is I lost all that health. But try not to make the same mistake I did. I think this is the last enemy. Yes. Now immediately switch to the scythe. If you fought Genshin before, you know how he works. The first time he does a flying swallow like that, it's almost 100% guaranteed to drop. And I shouldn't really have to explain the inputs of the Zuna drop, because you probably would have already done this so many times by now. And he works on a 1-2 system, so he has to attack. Like if he does a flying swallow, I mean, it depends. I usually stun test. It depends what character I'm using and what weapon I'm using, but for the scythe, it's so overpowered that even if you screw up, you kind of can you can recover real quickly with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you're doing a Zuna drop. So if you can also attack after you're doing a Zuna drop, and most of the time he'll do one or two things. He'll come back with a real quick attack. So I would say be careful and evade it, or he will jump back. When he jumps back, it counts as if he attacked. So the next attack he would do, you'd be able to launch him. So that's really Genshin in a nutshell. It's really nothing hard. Now, back to my trusty Lunar. So much fun. Love this weapon a lot. At first I wasn't really planning to use it, but I tried it a few times, and I gotta say this is easily one of my favorite weapons for Ryu. I haven't tested out the Kusarigama yet, which was one of the better weapons I used to use in Sigma 2, but it seems pretty good. The Lunar is always meant to be a pretty destructive weapon. It usually has, and even in this game, it has very high limb rate. Alright, this fight here is annoying. You're gonna have climb ninjas and you have the stupid bugs. The bugs actually do so much damage. They do a lot of damage for being bugs. I really don't get why damage output. And I think that was just one hit all the health tech. See how I was surrounded there, and I did the 360 triangle Y. And here I was like, I'm not dying here. Pretty much did that, and all those left was bugs, and that's really it. Now, I did actually crop out some areas in the mission, like the village, where you when you get to the village and you start walking, and then before that, just right before that, where I humps the ground, I took that part out. It's unnecessary. There's really no point to see it. It's a waste of minutes. I'm only gonna make the video longer, but there's really no point. Plus, I don't really have much to talk about too much on this day. There's really not too much to really tip about. Lunar, honestly, is about cancel it. Put it in a nutshell, it's kind of like playing Ayane, just with a stick. You pretty much have to chain your holds. You can hold, and then Shuriken cancel out of them. After you Shuriken cancel out of them, apply more pressure, rinse, repeat over and over again. It's the same formula, just instead of you're using two, I am not 100% sure what her weapon is. I think it's called Kodachi or whatever. You're using a staff. That's really it. This is probably the toughest fight in the whole day right here. I did die once. But I would recommend start the charge. Hopefully you can get a level 2 charge. And same thing. If you want to, you can take care of the guys that are throwing stuff at you. Normally, that's what I would recommend. Because, I would recommend that because, the ones are, I don't think they're that really a threat. Honestly, they're not really a threat because they're just throwing these grenades. And it's not like they're shooting rockets at you, which is kind of funny because you'd be able to throw more grenades than rockets anytime. And the rocket launcher guys, they spam them so much, it's ridiculous. Also, once you kill this last guy here, I think Van Gelb's starts swarm. Barney version, so if you have your nympho, save it for them. I would not waste it in the beginning. I got actually pretty lucky, because I got an alternate technique here. Be careful, they want to grab you every single time. Every second they get a chance, they're gonna try to grab you, and I knocked out all three. Got 3 or 2 of them with it. Well, your bow is also very good against them. Stops them in their place where they belong. And that's really it. That's probably the toughest fight. I would definitely say that's the toughest fight in the entire day. If you can get past that, you're pretty much home free. And honestly, there's really nothing else after that. This next fight here used to be a troublesome fight back in vanilla, but it's really nothing here. It's a bunch of mages, IS ninjas. I still call them IS ninjas because that's what I'm accustomed to calling them, the guys with the claws. And then you just have these just normal ninjas, and then a few bow guys, and that's really it. And then afterwards, some mages come out, and then you do the group of murder sequence. There's really nothing more. Also, triangle, or Y is very good for covering your bag. I honestly, if you want to, I would say either, for the most part, this level, they either use, I would say, Lunar, or the Scythe. You can just literally spam 360Y or 360 triangle, 360Y the whole game, the whole mission, the whole day, I mean. Because it has iframes and it's pretty powerful, whatever works, but I found it more entertaining to actually use more than one combo, because Lunar I could do more than one thing, where Scythe I'd have to just rely on one move, and that's not really what I call for. it works, yes, but that's not really what I enjoy. That's why in the trials I really don't use him. I pretty much stick with Momiji because one, she's a female, two, I'm a guy, so it only makes sense. But again, I don't really like to bash on people who play with him or anything like that because I mean, he's still pretty badass and everything, but I don't know. I just don't like how they overpowered the scythe and every other weapon. Seems like it's useless. But anyway, continue here. There's a Griffin murder, just like every other Griffin murder I've been talking about. Scythe, and then just chain them. The reason I say scythe is because it has the longest reach out of every weapon. And yeah, this way you'll be able to chain them really fast, really well, get it over with. Again, remember what I said about the scythe, make sure they're all following you or so on some set of line. And then when you release it, that way they're all in a row and then you can shoot them with a wave. One key thing about the scythe, it's UT, some people might not know this, but you'd think you could be all the way far away and then just release it, even if you charge all three, and then you get all three parts of it. No, you actually have to make direct contact with an enemy for Ryu or whoever if you're playing on Ninja Trails. Also, the new Ninja can do this too, to continue to the other ones. Now I know right here, I know one of the mages is delimbed, so he went underground, I think. Yeah, so I know he's gonna come out with steel armor, definitely. And I anticipated it and I dodged. And I punished him for him because that's exactly what he deserved. And I think this is the last guy. Yeah, we're done here. So I cropped this part right here where he humps the ground and then the village as well. So I'll just run back here, get the Scarab. And now it's just time to co-op with Momiji. I wish we could just switch places right now. I'd definitely would rather play with her than him right here. Except then you'd get captured and then you'd be stuck there doing nothing. But anyway, back to what we were doing here. There's gonna be a few of these guys here. Nothing really too hard. Been through this many times. I mean, this day is short. It's very, very short. I don't really know why they made it that short, but it works. I guess it gets straight to the point, but that village part was so lame. I cropped it out, not because, I wanted to crop it out. I cropped it out because it was a waste of space. It's not really something, if someone needs help walking through a village, then I have no comment for you. It's really not scripted, you just move forward and that's it. Here, the rocket launcher guy cannot hit you unless you're probably in the corner where we are right now. Bangles. Yes, we know they're aggressive. I think I'm gonna get grabbed, I'm not sure. There's one more here. I think the combo is square, square, triangle. Go through the pokes, and then I think you just keep mashing on square afterwards. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I apologize about the combos because I do it by feeling like how the combo feels. It's kind of hard to explain, but and then you mash on square, I think, and then you'll do that. That move seems to be very good against the Vanguard. Now here, a little bit later right here, I'm going to be trying to target shooting at us, but I think I'm out of range. So I'm like, why isn't he targeting him? Why isn't he targeting him? Again, I would highly recommend mastering Shuriken canceling, and it's just too good. Because if you play Lunar like the way I use it, and obviously there's no one way to play weapon or whatever. And here, what a waste of an ulti technique. She pretty much went in front of me the whole time. But oh well. At least she weakened him a little bit, so I could just have to do a charge attack and then come back there. Alright, now we're nearing towards the end. One more fight, and then the nipple boss. Nipple boss, oops. Alright, climb up here, get the Scarab right here in the corner. And, if anyone plays the Ninja Trials, they'll know this is the Ninja 1 map, which is a glitchy piece of crap. And, it's a horrible map. I honestly don't know why they chose that map for this. Chose that map for that trial. It was just that, and then the highway level for the highway map where you fight the old fart on day 7. And the main thing to do here is pretty much keep doing the pressure. You're gonna see me do the Cicada shirts many times, and it fails because I'm thinking someone's gonna hit me, and can't be too, you know, you can't just like, what am I trying to say here? You can't just keep going attacking like normally and expect nothing to happen behind you. They flank you in this game so much, so I really would watch your back, check and see what's going on. Make sure you always have the big picture around you. And yeah, that's really it. So if there's really anything specific you want to see, these videos, like say a weapon or so, please let me know. I'll try to see what I could do, but I really don't like the claws or the double swords. They're so bad in this game, at least according to my personal preference. I really don't like them, but the Dragon Sword, the Lunar Staff, and the Scythe, those are really my main 3 in this game. The Kasarigama I heard is pretty badass, so I gotta mess around with that a little bit. And I'll probably do some gameplay with it as well. Again, we're at the boss, put that in quotes. What do you call him, this people? Pretty much just spam 360Y here, 360 triangle. If you keep going, like because you gotta shoot her palm, and if you don't, you will get smashed and you'll take massive damage. Something you shouldn't take damage here at all, actually, if not much. If I really continued, I would have been able to get this in one go. I know one of my friends, he said he got it done in one go. And I'm done here. That's really it. That's part 1, part 2, climb. Just, they tried so hard to mimic God of War. Dodge, climb, mash triangle, and the uppercut one with Momiji, and then on the top. And yeah, I mean, this isn't a boss. I don't consider this thing a boss. At first I thought you were gonna actually fight her. I was like, oh, that'll be interesting. I wonder how that goes when I first played the game, when I first played the original. And then we get this. Here, once you start this, I would recommend just doing a UT charge. Yeah, the sun is not very helpful, or the light, or whatever. That Slider, aka Falco Brother, they're very stupid. Like, think possibly the dumbest enemy in the game. He got kicked off where he belongs. Mages, they abuse their going underground thing so much. I would honestly recommend not to do any combo besides the 360 because it does so much damage. That was my mistake here, even though I didn't really do bad. And we're pretty much rounding this day up. I mean, I really don't have much more to say. You know, there wasn't really much to say about this day anyway. But I do hope you guys found this video helpful, in some degree. And if it wasn't really helpful, then I hope you found the gameplay helpful, because I sure as hell enjoyed playing with the Lunar. It was a blast. And there's still a few more days of the Ryu left, and a few more days of Ryu left, and I'll probably bust it out a few times more. Yeah, that's really it. Once we get this done, that's really it. And I'm gonna do the last temple, and we'll be done. Alright guys, this is Cage. I will see you in day 6, and hopefully you guys don't have a hard time with this, and take care. If you have any comments, questions, post a video, post a comment, and I will get back to you. Also, leave a like for the video, please. Help the series out. Thank you. This is Cage, and I'll see you in day 6.